Hi Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. Here's your horoscope for July 2024. I'm astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, this year is just flying right by. This month we have Jupiter, your sign, continuing to go through the 7th house, and it will be joined by Mars. Mars right now is going through Taurus in the 6th house of work and service and health. And so you're either very busy with work as we begin the month, or you're focusing a lot of your attention on health matters. If they're not pertaining to you, it may be somebody else's health. But Mars will be leaving this part of your chart going into the 7th house. So relationships and communication really are going to go through the roof the second half of July. But as we start the month, we also have 3 planets in Cancer in the 8th house of deep psychological transformation, financial matters, debt, inheritance, legacy. This is the house that represents all that. Now, having these 3 planets in the 8th house, it has a kind of a heavy feel to it, like responsibility for financial matters, making money, investments. All of this stuff is on the table, including things pertaining to the family, because we do have some strong family dynamics in this chart. We have Saturn in retrograde, and Neptune will be slowing down to go retrograde as well. So between here and here, there seems to be a heaviness to your family life or a psychological change that's going on in family members. And so you're pertaining, you're associated with that, or there's things pertaining to that area of your life. And it has to do with finance, because like I said, the 8th house has to do with financial matters, shared resources as well. Of course, this is also the house of death and rebirth. So maybe there is somebody who's elderly in your life that is not doing too well. So you're just thinking about, is this person going to cross over, and what's going to happen, and so on and so forth. And that is that possibility as well. This is a general sun sign reading, Western astrology, tropical. Again, it's a very general overview because I don't have everybody's birth chart, and everyone's birthday and birth chart is completely different. So this is why it's very general. So as we begin the month, as I said, Neptune begins to slow down right here in the 4th house of home, feeling, and foundation, and will go retrograde for about 4.5 to 5 months in this 4th house. So it's giving you one last look at your responsibilities at home, or anything pertaining to real estate, or anything dealing with your emotions, your family life, your feelings. Okay, that's what this is all about, especially with 2 planets in retrograde in the 4th house. It's like a giant anchor, and so you're focusing on the past, and maybe you're revisiting the past during this retrograde of Neptune. But it is going to give you one last look, because Neptune will not be here again in your lifetime. Okay, it'll leave Pisces, and so will Saturn next year in 2025, and we'll move into the 5th house of love, romance, and fun. And that's going to change the dynamics as well. This is also the house of children. So there's going to be a lot of changes next year with the astrological lineups. So, but Neptune here is not a big deal. It's more of a subtle, gradual sort of reminder as you get through things in your daily life. Now, Mercury will enter Leo also later on in that day, right here. And finally, Mercury is about communication and ideas, and and it's in a very creative position in Leo, in your 9th house. So you're thinking a lot now about the future. You're thinking a lot now about education. You're thinking about philosophy, meaning of life, politics, religion. That all falls under the umbrella of the 9th house. So Mercury in Leo is a better position than Mercury in Cancer, because Cancer is very emotional and sensitive and protective, where Leo is outgoing, outspoken, very creative, and more of a take charge type of energy. So now it's starting to become more favorable. So use this to your advantage to figure things out, to go where you need to go, do what you have to do. But now I have to just say, each one of these planets, Mercury, Venus, and the Sun, will all go into Leo by the middle of the month, but they'll all run into Pluto. You see here, 1 degree, 0 degree. So for a couple of days, Pluto will be opposing Mercury. And what this means is a little bit of an issue or conflict or restlessness that you may have to deal with. And it may be internalized, or it could be, involving someone else, depending on your birth chart. So keep an eye on that, okay? So that alignment is going to be very important as well. Now, the new moon this month on the 5th is going to continue to highlight this 8th house of death and rebirth, transformation, psychological changes, financial matters, shared resources. Cancer, 14 degrees, wherever that is in your birth chart, that's the area that gets lit up. Fortunately, this new moon will be making favorable alignments to Mars and also to Saturn. So once again, it looks like something to do with someone's health or financial matters that you're taking care of. Or maybe it's your own financial matters and physical health that you need to take care of. Maybe you're visiting doctors and it costs you money. Or it could be something to do with investments. Maybe you're making good money in your investments, in your cryptos, and your real estate holdings. Whatever it is, it absolutely shows something to do with either debt or financial matters, possibly with family members, and a daily routine that is kind of a little disruptive. And again, it's having a lot of feelings or emotions attached to it. So over the next 2 weeks, this is going to be the theme for many of you, all the way up until the 21st, until the full moon. So keep an eye on this area. And the full moon, by the way, will also be in the 2nd house of income and value. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. So Venus enters Leo on the 11th. So now the energy is starting to become more favorable for you guys because it's entering Leo, another fire sign like yourself. So, but Venus will run into Pluto, the same thing, couple of days where it's up against Pluto. And so there's some sort of power struggle within a relationship or a decision that needs to be made, or you're not sure about something and, you can't make a decision. That is a possibility here. Pluto's in your 3rd house of communication, and Venus is going through the 9th house of higher exploration and the future. And so this could be a push and pull. Do I go now? Do I not go now? Do we want to go all together? Do we want to go separate? It's that kind of energy that I'm seeing here. But for the most part, once it passes that alignment, it's in a favorable position. It's in the 9th house, which is very favorable for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. And you're feeling more optimistic once this passes. So I'd say take advantage of it. You'll figure it out. It's not a difficult thing, but it's just, going to take a few days to pass. Mercury enters Gemini, your opposite sign, right there. So on the 21st, we have Mars, the sign of motivation and drive, entering a sign that's very communicative and chatty and idea-filled. And so we already have Jupiter, your ruler, there. Now Mars is joining the 7th house. So this has a lot to do with other people. So the need to socialize, the need to interact, the need to express yourself, the need to be around people absolutely goes through the roof. And so this entire month, especially the 2nd half, looks like a very social time for many of you going into August. So this Mars is going to stay here for almost 6 weeks in the 7th house before it goes into the 8th. So very good time for socializing and interacting. Now, a few hours later, at the same time, the full moon in Capricorn, which is on the 21st. I only went back to the 20th so I could show you the moon and the sign of Capricorn here. But it's going to be at the last degree of Capricorn, 29 degrees right here, opposing the sun. And so this is in the 2nd house of income and value once again. And so it's suggesting something to do with money or values. In other words, something you believe in, or you're coming to some sort of realization about your purpose and the meaning of your life and what you want out of life and how it pertains to your investments and how you earn your income. Now, fortunately, it's making some favorable alignments, one to Neptune and one to Uranus and Mars. So it involves another person, it involves a daily routine, and it involves something to do with feelings in the home life. You may be coming to terms with something that you need to deal with. It could be financially, financial in terms of what that decision needs to be made. So it's more of a leadership role. Capricorn moon is all about leadership, but it will be conjunct powerful Pluto. So whatever it is, it can be a transformational choice or decision or a discussion that you're going to have with another that could change the dynamics of that relationship. Okay, so it's going to be a very powerful time. We have the sun entering Leo on the 22nd, absolutely positive for Sag and Sag rising. So now 3 planets in the 9th house, absolutely feeling more adventuresome, feeling more optimistic, feeling, inspired. But again, the sun will run right into Pluto. So because something is lingering here for many of you. And so for a couple of days, the same thing, that Sun opposing Pluto, decisions, important conversations, uncertainty may be in the mix. But once it passes, a couple of days, it should be fine. Things should resolve themselves in some way. Okay, so look at this over the next 30 days to be more beneficial than not. Okay. And last but not least, we have Mercury leaving the sign of Leo and going into Virgo on the 25th and 26th. So now Mercury is about analyzing and communication and all forms of communication, but it's in Virgo, the pessimist, Virgo, the analyst. So now it's back to the career mode, back to sense of purpose. You're analyzing your daily routine. You're analyzing the current situation you find yourself in, and you're trying to decide what to do. Okay, so once again, once the planets move into Virgo, you're definitely in analyzing mode, and this is the beginning of it. Okay, so overall, you've got, I would say, a good month overall. Lots of socializing, some decisions that need to be made, or some realizations. But get out there and do a little adventurous or traveling or exploring, because that's what Sagittarians love to do. All right, so have a great month. Stay tuned for a special offer that I've got for you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now. Hi, thank you so much for watching my monthly astrology. I really appreciate your support over the years. Have you ever considered learning astrology? Well, you're in luck, because I've created a full online astrology course in my private community. It's a full 6-module course that takes you from the beginning of astrology, what it all means, the mythologies, the houses, all the way to the more advanced techniques such as progressions, solar returns, how to read transits, how to make predictions. It's all there in this course here. And I even dive into some of the mysterious stuff, what some of the symbolism is all about. So I think you might want to check it out if you're interested. Along with the course, we have a very tight-knit community here where everyone helps each other out. And so if someone knows a lot about astrology, they help other people with astrology. So it's a community that really gets involved and, really wants to learn and help each other out. But as you can see here, I have a whole lot more on this private community. I also have the Inner Circle live calls each week. Now, this is something that I do twice a month on YouTube, but here I do them on a weekly basis. And I talk about various topics. You get to ask me questions, we interact, and we learn a whole lot more than just astrology. So this could be anything from astrology to what's going on in the world, predictions, politics, whatever it is. We talk about it in the Inner Circle calls. Of course, I do have videos here that I do not have on YouTube, so you get those too. And then I've got a private resource vault, which has videos that I suggest watching, books suggested reading, meditations, and more. So if you're interested in learning astrology or want to be part of a great community that's really growing fast, head on over to the link down below and click on the link and join today. All right? Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.